Okay, so we have the people who are supporting us with the money. Now we want to, but we have somebody here. He's probably wondering, where do I fit in the program? And we have Roger Brand from the Cornerstone Group, and want to take some time to talk about Cornerstone. For us, we have done a lot of projects with HUD. We have several facilities with HUD, but we never went into the tax credit area, and we were advised that you need to have a co-developer. And we interviewed several, and we decided to go with the Cornerstone Group, and they've been phenomenal to work with. Roger has been pivotal in arranging this project, securing the financing, and I couldn't say enough about him and his team, all of the work they did to get us to closing as well. So I want to call Roger up now, Roger, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks, Sankar. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It was December of 2008 when we signed our memorandum of agreement with CDS to go ahead and move ahead with this project, and started talking about the name. And CDS loved the name Monarch, which has some meaning to the organization. But when you look at the definition of Monarch, outside of a spectacularly beautiful butterfly, it's also a person who runs a form of government, a monarchy, and sometimes those people are called kings and queens. And I think what we're hoping to do with this project is to bring seniors to this project and make them feel like kings and queens. They're going to have some wonderful housing, and they've got something very unique to this particular project. And they've got the Wolf Life Transition Center, which is just a block away. For anybody who's seen it, it's really a stupendous development that is going to allow people activities. It's going to allow them some physical education activities, and it's just a marvelous, they call it Life Transition Center. So it's one that is going to be a benefit to all of our residents here. But we too are very pleased and very proud that we're at this point. As Wayne said, these projects don't happen real quickly. Once you get the funding, it takes months and months and months to put it together. But through the help of Kristen Slayman from HCR and Tom Van Nortwick and Wayne Willard's people at HUD, as well as Chan and others and Kathy, and it took a real collaboration. So we're really pleased that we're at this point right now, and we're looking forward to this project being a very big success for the town of Webster and the residents. And you know, Sankar, I'm not sure you're going to mention the SWBR people and the Lassesi people and Jenna Murphy at the accounting firm, and all the people that have had a role in this project. You know, Les Kernan on the legal team, Mark Kostic on the engineering team. It really took a village to put this together. So we're looking forward to a very successful completion sometime early next year. Sankar?
Roger has helped me out with the list. I was going to mention all of those individuals, but thanks, Roger. And now the supporters. Again, we talk about collaboration and people working together. And for our entire history, we've had state government, federal government, our local officials support us. And so we have in our midst now Honorable Senator Joe Robach, who's here and who's always been a supporter. And please come up and say a few words.
Sure, thank you. I am delighted to be here, and all kidding aside, you know, Maggie and my folks in government make a joke. I don't, and I represent 350,000 people, and I try to go to everything in my district, which doesn't give me time to go outside. But I really did want to come to this because of the great collaborative effort, and because I think so much of CDS. For those of you that don't know, I have a sister in the DD population, and anytime I think we can advance services, it always makes me proud that in New York State, we really have made a commitment greater than other states for everybody, no matter what their situation, to live to their full potential. And CDS has been a big, big part of that here in our community. Anytime you can create housing, that's great too for seniors, and I think a mission that's very good. And happy to say that even in these challenging budget times, I think New York did a pretty good job of prioritizing our mission of thinking everybody should have access to affordable quality housing. And I would say in reverse, we put the money in the budget, but really Tom Van Nortwick and his team working collaboratively, we like to say because of the quality of our projects, but there are a lot of very competitive projects, have been very good the last several years to our region, the Monroe County region. I want to thank you for that time. So this really is, as Gene said, a cause for celebration for everybody. I think this unique partnering with people with different needs, seniors of all ages, is really great. It's going to be a template for people to duplicate across. You know, going back to my sister, and it's really true when you lived it, you know, I don't know much, but I know what I know. And for people, especially with Down syndrome, you know, the word was 50 years ago, these people aren't going to live past 50. Guess what? They're getting to be just like the rest of us. They're living much longer and everything else. So we have to put an infrastructure in place to accommodate them even longer and greater. And that's a noble mission, to make sure the people who are facing an extra challenge of no volition of their own have adequate things. And you're all making that happen here today. So thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Joe. Ron Nesbitt, our town supervisor, couldn't be here today. I think he's fallen ill. And we have Barry Dean representing the town of Webster. So Barry, if you could come up and say a few words.
Thank you all for coming. Just briefly, on behalf of the Webster Town Board and the Webster community as a whole, welcome to Webster. We're very glad that you chose this site to build. Thank you.
Is Mrs. Wolf in the audience here?
No,
She couldn't make it. The whole CDS started more than 34 years ago with the vision of a couple of parents, Phyllis and Lou Wolf, and Mr. Wolf passed away a couple of years ago, and Mrs. Wolf is still with us, and we always want to take time to honor and recognize her for all that they've done for individuals, not their own son, but everybody with developmental disabilities. And Joe talked about the dreams of the individuals. You know, we talk about high expectations at CDS, and not only for our staff. We all work very, very hard. They all know it. They're all sitting in the audience here. But we also have high expectations for the individuals. And who would have thought that you would take somebody living in a residence, which was pretty much, they were set for life once you live in a residence, and now say to them, guess what? You could retire like everybody else. You could go to your own retirement place, your senior living environment. What a wonderful thing for us to do. Cost effective for the state of New York to be able to take somebody from a residence and move them into this setting. So we're all very, very grateful. So thank you, everybody. We have some project partners we want to recognize. We talked about Lecessi Construction, and you've done a phenomenal job getting started already. Great job by the Lecessi Group. SWBR, Costage Engineering, Davidson Fink, Rochester Management, who will manage the project for us. So all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this. So am I missing anybody? I do need to ask that because we started and then some people came in. But thank you so much for coming. We're going to do the ceremonial shovel, hard hand thing. So
I'll give you a countdown.
A countdown? How far can we throw it?
1, 2,
Just throw it at you, right?
no, behind you. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. You're good.
Big countdown.
Yep, and you're gonna look right here at the
Okay.
cameras.
One, throw.
Yay!